Hello, sweet ones, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Let's start off with some big, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth, really arriving here now. Knowing deep within your heart that everything here now is perfect, is love, is truth, is freedom. And I'm saying this knowing there's a lot of chaotic energies in the air. There's a lot coming up with so many. This week's recording is very on time. I don't normally mention certain events because I want these to be kind of timeless episodes. But today I felt inspired to let go of anything I might have wanted to talk about and simply give you a reminder of your ability to be with yourself. We have a really massive lunar eclipse today. And not only that, but we're in this period between now and April 8th with the solar eclipse and this shadow of Mercury retrograde, which none of these things need to define you. I believe you create your own destiny, but I also know the power of the earth and the collective consciousness and the energies that are present. And you can utilize these energies. They can be a gift instead of a curse, instead of something to be scared of or dread. These can be a gift to highlight all the relationship patterns. And when I say relationships, I mean life, because life is a relationship. Everything in your life is a relationship. You listening here to this podcast, you have a relationship with me. You have a relationship with the platform you're listening to it on. You have a relationship with your morning beverage. You have a relationship with your animals, with your family, with your partners. You have a relationship with every object around you. It only exists because you perceive it as existing. And that's what this number one Libra full moon and also lunar eclipse is all about, is this balancing of relationships, this really looking at whatever serves you. And we're looking back all the way to October 2023 and what was coming up for you in October. It's particularly around the full moon in October 14th, 2023, noticing what you were doing, what you were writing, scrolling back through your photos or posts, and noticing what was coming up for you then. And what is coming up for you now to be released as we enter a new 6-month cycle of growth and evolution. For me personally, there's several things. As I went back through some of my notes and journals and things that were on my mind, I started on October 14th really calling in a surrendered, unattached way, a partner, a divine masculine male partner who could love me, provide for me, protect me in every single way so that I could step into true oracle energy of just being without having to worry about any of the other things. A masculine who would lead me deeper into myself as I inspired him in his purpose. I also talked a lot about, in October, softening my edges. So allowing myself to be soft and wild and fierce and wild and ooey gooey without having huge boundaries and protections around me, because my own inner masculine was creating structure and protection and provisions for me. And the last thing that I was writing about in October was my relationship with technology and the shift that I saw occurring within myself. And so, what I'm doing, and I'm telling you this so you can see my example and apply it to you and what was coming up for you. So, what I am doing is I am evaluating any of my ideas I had about my partner and really fine tuning them, seeing where I also can release pieces and parts of myself that still remained hardened, or any survival energies that were still present, any unworthiness energies that were still present as I called in that partner. And with technology, I'm also using this portal. And what I'm about to say, a lot of people in the spiritual world will be against, and that's okay. But I'm also calling in a new manifestation. The reason I feel comfortable manifesting during this portal is because I have done the deep inner work, but I also know how to truly master chaos and to alchemize the chaos around to create. And I have so many episodes on alchemizing chaos, alchemizing pain that you can go back and listen to. But what I'm doing with the technology aspect is I'm alchemizing all of the feelings that come up with me as I think about technology. And I'm actually manifesting and creating a brick and mortar business where I can give back to my community, where I can breathe and feel like that deep community connection and spend less time online, because that's where my heart is calling me. And so, all of these 6 month cycles, I've spent the last 6 months already in reflection, already taking steps towards the three things that I mentioned: the softening, the calling in a partner, and the relationship with technology. And I'm actively using this period to deepen my alignment and to create what I desire. This doesn't have to be something that's scary. When you stay hydrated, when you stay grounded, when you continue your practices that connect you to source, for me, it is physical movement and meditation and eating very, very clean. Those things can keep me connected and flowing with source. So, because I've stayed grounded and hydrated, because I've let my vessel stay pure with really healthy, clean foods, because I've stayed in my intentional physical movement practices, because I've chosen to do the things that allow me to release these old stagnant energies, and I continue to keep my relationship with Source, God, Goddess open through meditation, I feel deep peace within. As I see the world stirring up around, as I see the chaos igniting within the hearts of so many, I'm grounded and I'm open and I'm chill. And this is all possible because I'm utilizing the tools. I'm not allowing the external energy to overtake me. I am mastering myself. I am looking within. And I'm staying true to what I know with an open mind and heart towards what could be. I'm keeping an open mind, allowing miracles to happen through me, regardless of circumstances or sensations. And I'm deeply surrendered to the whole process. And that doesn't mean it's not ever scary, but there's this deep underlying peace. Like this morning, I rose with a little bit of anxiety. As I felt that anxiety, the experience of it within me, the sensations of it. And I'm labeling it here for you, but for my own self, I don't label it. I recognize the sensations. I asked my body what it needed. There were some fears coming up around the steps I was taking to create these changes. There was some urgency coming up, and I reminded myself everything is in divine timing. If this new opportunity is meant to work out for you, it will. Otherwise, what have you learned here? What I learned was a lot of what I desire and what is possible. I also noticed that I was attached to my son and he was feeling all the feelings. So I immediately called back my energy, cleared my field, and grounded myself. I took care of myself first, and then I went and chatted with him to remind him of using his tools to ground and clear and come back to center. And then I took it a step further before I came here. And this is actually being recorded live in real time. Most of them are recorded in advance, but I felt deeply called to be live in real time with this energy for you guys today. So I cleansed and purified my entire space. I saged my home, my body, my office, my computer, my electronics. I really cleared everything so that as I moved through this episode today and the channel could come through, it was all clean, grounded, elevated energy in the highest alignment of truth. These tools, it seems like a lot, because what I have found is so many people are so invested in worrying, in avoiding, in doing anything they can other than the inner work. They will always have an excuse of, my kids need tending, I have to get to work, whatever it may be. But not realizing that if you don't put your mask on first, if you don't, mask meaning, like the airplane rule, definitely not mask as an illusion. But if I don't take care of my needs first, anything I do throughout the day is not in alignment, is not in integrity, and I'm not harnessing my power to get the biggest return on investment. If I hadn't cleared and hydrated and grounded and found my center, I could not have served my son to come back to himself, which is the role I've taken on as his mother, is to guide him, to lead him deeper into himself and his own leadership. I also would not have been able to move forward with a lot of the business decisions I needed to make today if I was so concerned about this bigger move I was making. If I wasn't surrendered to it, I would have written every email or had every meeting from a place of anxiety and urgency, which is not in alignment with my soul's knowing. And also, it just wouldn't have felt very good to be alive and exist. Also, this recording would have been a clear channel. The things I was saying might have been coming from the ego or an unresolved shadow instead of my highest, clearest self, which wouldn't have served you at all, or wouldn't have been in integrity with my mission, my calling, my essence. And so these small decisions that I made to care for myself, remembering that the way I care for myself may look different. I'm giving you an example of my process so that you can apply it to your own unique one. But if I hadn't have taken the time to come back to myself, it would have rippled out throughout my day. And this is what self-mastery is about. This is what I lead my clients through in Embodied Divinity, my mentorship program. It's coming up with a very unique energetic blueprint that guides them deeper into their own self-mastery, allowing them to live from that embodied place, that place where they are living every moment from their highest self in alignment, embracing their human, their ego, their shadows, their inner child, but living with that deep foundational peace within, living in alignment with their essence, regardless of what's going on in life, coming back to that highest frequency and embodying it through their day. Very grounded here on the earth, very here now in the highest frequency. If you're feeling called to this work with me, you can find out all the information at NikylaMaria.com. I'm always happy to check in and see if we're a good fit and move through this process together. More than anything, it's my desire that wherever you're at and however you're moving through this process, you do it from a place of being within yourself, being in integrity with yourself, and doing the things that you need to fill yourself. As we give into the chaos that can come with this times, especially with the collective, so many people fearing these energies, then we create more of that within the collective and within ourselves. But if you can ground in deeply into your own essence and really learn to harness and utilize these energies by being consciously aware of yourself, your thought patterns, the things that surface for you, and moving into alignment with your highest self by doing the things that allow you to find that center, you're going to move through this period with so much ease and grace. You'll be able to release all that doesn't serve you. Remember, right now, the timeline's very much highlighting relationships, which is life. And you'll be able to alchemize and create so much more of what you desire for this next 6-month period ahead. This is the time to plant the seeds. We are in spring. We celebrated the true new year last week. This is the time to plant the seeds so that come summer and fall, you can harvest a huge, bountiful crop. And so let's not plant the seeds of a lot of weeds and old patterns. Let's really allow it to be clear and spacious and cleansed as we plant these new ideas. And we use all this energy around us and alchemize it into nurturing, nourishing, sustaining energy for these desires, intentions, dreams. Knowing all along that you are held and supported and that everything is happening in divine timing. That's a practice of trust and knowing that you are worthy of each and everything you desire. And I am envisioning this for you, sweet one. I am holding space for you to walk into and openly receive, to ground into the wildest dreams of your heart, knowing without a doubt that it is possible for you here and now. I love you so deeply. I'm so proud of you. Keep moving forward, and as always, breathe deep and plan on miracles.